Hello, I'm the Gentleman and this is the Gentleman's Pixel Club. Today we go back to 1983 and look at a classic game from Micromega written by Melvin Escourt. This was the advert for the game that was commonly known as 3D Deathchase. The advert tells you 3D as you've never seen before on your Spectrum. £6.95 will put you right on the saddle of the big bike, ride deep into the forest through day and night chasing enemy riders, weave through the trees at breakneck speed and watch for helicopters and tanks, the greatest prize of all. For once here we actually had an advert that was telling you the truth. This game scored 92% on the first edition of Crash magazine and was their game of the month. I'm going to play this game today on a MiSTer FPGA setup. For those that don't know, this is a cycle accurate recreation of the Sinclair Spectrum hardware. The experience will be 100% the same as it was back in the day. The only difference would be the TV. Since we've invented colour TV from all those years ago, I will now be using a colour TV that has HDMI output for a slightly better experience. I did note that the address on the advert still exists. For anyone that is interested, take a quick look on Google and look at the location. Although Micromega is no longer there, there is something much more valuable. If you are a collector of celebrity snaps, this is right next door to a Pizza Express. Why is that important? Well, you could catch a wild Prince Andrew if you're lucky. They are known to spawn at these locations during birthday celebrations and times of stress. So let's play a game that made Luke proud. This is the best Star Wars game that was never made, and when you look at recreating the Return of the Jedi speed bike sequence, we've had nothing like it ever before, and maybe nothing again. So here we go on Micromega's Deathchase. You'll notice that there's already a high score. This is because I did have a few goes earlier. I'm on a video where I was recording at the same time, or at least doing the talkover, and I found myself completely unable to play the game. This is a decent run at the game which takes us through 6 levels. It doesn't look too bad at the moment, but once we get to effectively day 6, zone 6 of this, through a repeated night-day sequence, things really hot up. Controls are fairly simple for this game. You have left, right, accelerate, brake. You don't seem to be doing very much braking until the later levels where you really do need to slow down sometimes, and fire. You can only kill things when you're in range with them. That is by the flashing black square you see on the bottom right hand side of the screen, and you repeat the cycle. Every level you have 2 motorbikes that you need to kill, and you've got a blue one and a yellow one, and cycling between alternate days you have tanks and you have helicopters to kill. They can be fairly hard to get, but they're worth more points. As it said on the intro with the advert, those are the big prizes, I think 2,000 points each. So let's just watch gameplay for a few moments. Finally got a tank there. You can see things are getting a bit more busy within the woods there. The control isn't hard left, hard right. It's basically tapping at the joypad, nudging the thumbstick, just moving very micro movements for the way that the trees work. It looks easy when you're seeing this, thinking yeah, you can just swerve in and out of them, but it really is hard. It seems to play when you're playing it a lot faster than what it is when you're watching it, and bearing in mind that the jumps are fairly big here. This isn't pixel perfect on games that you've got before. The Spectrum screen had a very low resolution, and you are seeing a really zoomed in version of this, along with scanline effects and everything else. So you're in a world where a slight touch on the joystick, a slight touch to the keyboard will throw you to the left and right, so it really is just very gentle tapping. When you're shooting at things, you're kind of lucky because you can control the missiles a little bit by steering left and right, but that also moves your bike in that direction as well. So for some of the shots where the bike is directly in front of you, yes, you can nudge left to the right, to left or right, and you do hit it, but it's not that easy to do. Hence why if you can get a perfectly lined up shot, it's easier to try and hold down the fire button, concentrate on the steering, try and stay in range of where the bikes are, and you have some hope to do it. Loss of life there, as you saw, so that shows that I am actually playing this in real play. There's no cheats, there's no mods, no hacks or anything else like that. You know, you want to get the right gameplay experience. Playing this recently, it's probably the first time in a long time where I had sweat literally dripping off the joypad. It's, as I say, not an easy game, but it certainly gets you a little bit sweaty, which is incredible for a game that to this day is going to be, must be 38 years old. So, you know, it stood the test of time in terms of gameplay. You know, graphics you wouldn't think very much of, and also consider that this game runs in only 16K worth of memory. You know, most pictures that we have on our PCs, most GIFs that we have on our PCs are bigger than that, and you have a full game running in that small allocated space. So day 5 is where it starts to get really tough. I don't make it into every day like I've done in the past years ago when I've played it, but what I do is get some way through it. So, you know, I make good progress for someone that hasn't played this game for a hell of a long time. And really, although we're kind of heading towards the bikes, trying to follow the direction where they're going, we've got the blue bike to the right, as we know. The main focus is just staying away from the trees, aiming for the gaps and hoping that you can get to them. Sometimes like that you are lucky, you have a quick sequence of a couple of bikes that you can kill in a row, but that's pretty rare, to be honest with you. And now it's ultra hard. Level 6 effectively of the 8 levels that we have, and you know, it gets a lot worse from here. I don't get much further, I do my best, but it's a tough game to break. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like, please give it a subscribe, hit on that alert button so you can see new videos. At the time of recording this is a new channel, so any support will be very much appreciated. Obviously in the early days content is going to be fairly low. It takes a long time to build a decent library, but you know, I want to do a couple of videos a week, you know, at least 2 or 3 videos a week, and you know, build on the base there. But thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and watch the last life, which I'm going to lose very shortly.